the 14th child in the family of a simple civil servant from the Norwegian town of Trondheim. Could a person in his position hope for something, when it was the end of the 17th century and the beginning of the troubled 18th century? Unlikely, but born in 1690, Peter Wessel was not going to give up. From an early age, he decided to forge his own destiny on his own, and in 1704 he secretly made his way onto a ship heading to Copenhagen, the capital of the Danish-Norwegian Kingdom, or Union. As a child, Peter was active, with an indomitable and violent character, at the same time, moderately communicative, and on that ship, he met a chaplain who helped pay for the neophyte's studies at a nautical school. Then he got a job as a cabin boy on merchant ships cruising between Europe and India. By 1711 Peter had gained enough experience to be transferred to the Royal Danish Navy with the rank of lieutenant. Palm served on a frigate, where he managed to impress the Danish admiral. The latter noticed his talent and entrusted him to command a 4-gun sloop, and then a 6-gun sloop. On it, he participated in the Northern War against the Swedes and their allies. He was entrusted with reconnaissance tasks off enemy shores, but no more. They feared his uncontrollable temper. Further progress was helped by another acquaintance. The young Wessel was somehow brought to the deck of the flagship of Admiral Niels Barfod, waiting for intelligence data, and Peter so confidently and eloquently reported to his superiors that the Governor-General of Norway, Waldemar Loendal, who was there, immediately became interested in this daring man. Thanks to the intercession of Loendal, our hero received control of a frigate with 18 guns on board, and he went on to pinch the Swedes, already on a grand scale. I must say that he beat the enemy hard, attacking cheerfully, and without preludes. He carried out the operations boldly, well oriented in the fjords. Swedes generally do not like to remember the name of this brave Dane with Norwegian roots. Of particular interest is the famous case when in 1714 Peter Wessel, sailing under the Dutch flag, stumbled in enemy waters on a 28-gun ship flying the English flag. Neither one nor the second believed each other and, drawing closer, raised the Danish and Swedish flags, and they saluted with airborne volleys. The battle lasted about 14 hours until the Wessel frigate ran out of ammunition. After that, he sent a messenger to his counterpart with the message that he was stopping shooting not because of cowardice, but because of circumstances beyond his control, and in the meantime he asked for some gunpowder and cannonballs. The enemy did not begin to share a valuable resource. On that they parted. Wessel reported this incident to the authorities in Copenhagen, where they immediately got excited and saw at least 2 violations in his actions. Firstly, the lieutenant took an unjustified risk, engaging in battle with a much more powerful ship in terms of armament. Secondly, he gave the enemy secret military information that was not subject to disclosure. Wessel was also remembered for his past impudence and insolence, but they were hooked mainly on these 2 accusations. It is believed that the character of the young sailor made his owner many enemies in the Royal Danish Navy. At the end of 1714, the military tribunal decided on his case, acquitted. So decided 10 of the 14 members of the judiciary. Yet, despite Peter's willfulness, it was impossible not to recognize his professionalism. Immediately after the trial, he made his way to an appointment with the Danish King Frederick IV. Walking to His Majesty, he held in his hand 2 documents, an acquittal and a personal petition to promote him to captain. In 1715, Captain Wessel supported the siege of the city of Stralsund in Swedish Pomerania from the sea. This land, captured in the last century, was used by the Swedes as a springboard for military campaigns against Saxony, Poland, and Russia. For successful actions in the fight against enemy ships that tried to unblock Stralsund, Wessel was elevated to noble dignity. Together with the title, he received the name Tordenskjold, Thundershield. In the following year, the Swedes invaded Norway and laid siege to Fredrikstad. At the same time, their military campaign was supplied from the sea. It was easier that way. Their transports hid in the fjords, confident that the Danish ships would not find them, but they could not escape from Tordenskjold. His 4 frigates and 3 galleys were pinged in Dynekilden Fjord approximate 20 transport ships with an escort of 15 ships, from 5 to 24 guns each, and defeated them, capturing many prizes. For this operation, Peter was promoted to commander. In the following years, he continues to smash the Swede at sea. At the same time, his enemies from the maritime departments of Denmark are acting much more successfully. Accusations are again brought against Tordenskjold, and this time, Danish Admiral Ulrik Gyldenlove, Count Samso, helps him avoid the consequences. With the news of the death of the King of Sweden in 1718, the Danish monarch honored Peter Wessel Tordenskjold with the rank of Rear Admiral, thus appreciating his contribution to the war, which, however, continues until 1720, giving our hero the opportunity to prove himself more than once. As a result, before his ridiculous death, Peter proudly bore the rank of vice admiral, and he died in a duel in the same 1720, grappling with a certain colonel while playing cards. They say that they initially agreed to shoot, but the colonel somehow bribed a certain person, and there were no pistols at the right time. As a result, they fought with what they had with them. Peter had a parade rapier, and his opponent had a broadsword. Actually, Admiral Wessel had no chance in this situation. This is how fate is. A man who, with his personal courage and talent, reached almost the ceiling in the naval service at the age of 30, died in a dishonorable duel with a brother and was buried without any honors. Since then they did not favor duel participants. Over time, of course, he was recognized and twice magnificently reburied. Today he is national hero of two countries at once, Norway and Denmark. Thank you for your attention. Stay with us on the channel. There will be a lot of interesting things.